Narcissism from a Spiritual Perspective, Part 29. If you haven't done so, go ahead, grab your popcorn, and binge watch parts 1 through 28, where I give you my personal analysis of what the phenomenon of narcissism really is from a spiritual perspective. Before I dive in, don't forget to like and follow my page and check out the links in my bio. I have a 30-day biblically inspired journal prompts to help raise you up again post-narcissistic abuse using the Word of God. Narcissism is nothing new under the sun. It's a modern term that we're using now to describe people that, portray a certain set of characteristics that can be pretty dark, in my opinion. We've all experienced some form of trauma in our childhood, right? But there are certain people, narcissists, that are unable to heal or process from their trauma and become adults who do really bad and shady things. And the trauma that they experienced could be at the hands of the unclean spirits that have passed on through their bloodline and manifested through abuse or neglect or some type of harm that they experienced through one of their caregivers, a mother or a father. That experience left such a huge energetic imprint inside of them and put them at a frequency where they are magnets for dark energy and unclean spirits to wreak havoc in their minds and in the lives of other people. These are people who have such low self-esteem, they have no confidence in themselves, and they really hate who they are. They have a lot of shame. They just don't know how to handle that shame. And so they have to find a way to survive in this world. And how they do it is by crushing others, including themselves. You see, narcissists are just houses for unclean spirits to take over their mind and have them do things that are completely contrary to the will of God. They operate in the darkness. Their identity is rooted in this world. They claim, some, to have a connection or relationship with the Most High, but they are fooling themselves because the way they act, the Most High would never tolerate that type of behavior. A narcissist cannot hold accountability, and those spirits operating in their mind completely twist their way of seeing the world and themselves in relationship to that world, and they always have to be right. They always have to justify their actions because they need to protect themselves. Anyone that offers them a narrative that's contrary to the narrative that's inside of their mind is an enemy in their eyes. Logic that is presented to a narcissist is out the door if that logic paints them in a bad picture. These people are tormented because their identity is in the world, how people see them, validation, and they are energy harvesters. So they have to seek that from other people. And if they can't seek it from a person, then that person is their enemy. The empath, or the unhealed prophet, child of God, chosen one, is a perfect target for someone that holds those narcissistic traits. The only way a narcissist can survive is by tapping into the energy of other people. And the empath, the unhealed prophet, God's chosen, the light worker, has so much compassion and love to give and are authentic and genuinely care. The narcissist looks at them as a source of food supply for those demonic spirits operating in their mind. Oftentimes, people make the mistake thinking that their love is going to be what's going to change the narcissist. That their love is going to be that missing piece that narcissist needed in their lives to start living a correct and righteous life. That's where a lot of people fall into the trap. The narcissist's operating system is controlled by unclean spirits. If you're trying to give them light, those demonic spirits in their mind are going to put darkness over it. God had once given me a prophetic dream where I had gone into the office of the narcissist that I was dealing with in my dream. And in the office, I had seen 5 agents, like the ones that you saw in the movie The Matrix. They were all dressed in black suits, black ties, white shirts, and they were behind computers. And I remember when I looked at them, they hissed at me. And that dream made me realize what really was going on behind the scenes in the mind of the narcissist. They don't carry the light of God inside of them. Or if they do, it's highly overpowered by those dark, unclean spirits. Any consciousness that narcissist might have of, what's good and what's evil, those spirits operating inside of them overpower them. And they just don't have control over the darkness that resides inside of them. They get swooped into the world of darkness, and they continue to allow that trauma and those wounds to run their lives. Anything of the light, they reject, because like I said, their operating system is controlled by unclean and demonic spirits. This is why many narcissists or people who have the narcissistic spirit can have good people in their lives, but they don't know how to value and honor those good people in their lives, because their frequency is one of darkness and they thrive off of chaos and darkness. So any light that is presented to them irritates those demons or those agents messing with their minds. So a lot of people get stuck in the dance between a narcissist is because they think that they're going to be the one that changes them. And yes, that's very sweet. That's very nice. That's very noble of you, but people need to start realizing that those type of people, you need to give them to God, let God handle them. And people need to start putting that love and attention on themselves. People need to start valuing themselves. People need to heal those wounds inside of themselves that were in vibrational alignment with the narcissist. Because if they had healed those wounds inside of them, they wouldn't be a vibrational match to the narcissist. The minute that the narcissist starts behaving out of pocket or those red signs appear, if you were healed, you wouldn't accept any of that. Because you'd know who you are as God's child and what you deserve. And you will not tolerate any behavior that is rooted in darkness. Now, I'm not saying you can't give people chances, of course, but there are certain people that will take advantage of those chances that you keep on giving them and giving them and giving them. And oftentimes people interfere in the lessons that the narcissist needs to learn by constantly wanting to try to save them. And what they're really doing is just enabling the narcissist to continue their horrible behavior. If you've had to deal with a narcissist, you really had an encounter with one of Satan's minions. Whether they knew that or not, consciously or unconsciously, like the narcissist is just a house for the unclean spirits to manifest in this third dimension and try to take out the good people in this world. Best advice I would give you, focus on yourself. Establish a relationship with the Most High. Give yourself the love that you have been giving outside of yourself. Understand this is a spiritual war. Remove yourself out of the equation. Don't allow anybody, any spirit to dim your light. And remember who you are as God's child. I love you, saints. Stay strong.